Okay. Hi guys, good morning. I have two subjects that I'd like to share with you, and I have some doubts about what I'm I need to say this morning. But I'm going to talk with you about two things that God put in my heart. First of first of all, is about the prophetic mind. God are talking with me during the last days how is important we developing a prophetic mind, a prophetic vision, to see the life, to understand it, to listen the voice of God. So I'm thinking how I can help you and training you to developing this prophetic mind. I thought about invite Camila, that she is the leader of the prophetic team, to have some classes with us together, because this is very, very important, and to broke some ideas that we have about prophetic, that is very important. And because this weekend happens something that was amazing. I was invited to preach in a men conference in Rio de Janeiro, and God put a word in my heart about trust. This is the word trust. Men's don't trust in himself, in themselves. Men's don't trust in God. Men's have problems to trust, and God uh, show me how I need to preach about this subject for them, about trust. And I'm in the car with two guys, and I I told them, let's do a exercise, a prophetic exercise. I invite you to think in two words. Both of you need to think in two words. And God put this word trust and the word care in my heart. So I'd like to confirm these words through them, that they need to hear from God, and I don't share with them the words that I receive from God. Can you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I gave them 3 minutes to sing and to pray, and first of all, Hilton started to say a big explanation about what he hear from God. And I interrupted him and told, no, it's not a statement, it's not a book, it's a word. You don't need to explain nothing. You need to hear a word. And okay, let's go into to try again. And I stopped for more 3 minutes in the car during the road to Rio. Uh, and Robinho, the other guy that was driving, I told him, I'm going to start with you now. Tell me two words that you hear from God. And he told me, trust and care. And when he told trust and care, I become very surprised, because I told him, it's not your flesh and your glory that revealed this for you, because it's impossible. Was the Spirit confirm what he puts in my heart? And
Mm-hmm.
we become together very surprised, and we start to pray for this. And guys, when I arrived there, it's a conference for about 600 men together, a arm of men, and was amazing, because I'm very uh, I understand so clearly that what God wants, that I share with them. God confirmed it in the way very clear. So when I start to talk about care and trust, it was so easy, because I for me was very clear that what I need to do, that.
Mm-hmm.
And I receive until now words from these men about what happened, how God changed that day in their lives. And what I want to say through this, when you developing the sensibility to hear God in that curious way, is very important for all the things in our life. Can you imagine to hear God, to carry your son, your children? Can you imagine to hear very clear God, to answer for your wife, your manager, your office in your job? The prophetic area is not about, oh, I'm here that God going to give you a car. Could be, but it's not only this. You need to develop in a prophetic mind to hear and to understand God in all the simple things in the life. So one of the things that I'd like to share with you is about my word to developing this prophetic mind in you. This is a thought that isso é um pensamento que tem tomado meu coração nas últimas semanas, Adriano, de fortalecer, de desenvolver uma mentalidade profética nesse grupo.
So this is a thought that has been weighing in my heart, in my mind in the last couple of weeks, that I need to help develop a prophetic mindset in this group. Kiko, você poderia começar com definições? Eu não sei se isso está no seu planejamento, mas para que a gente esteja no mesmo entendimento do que é a profecia, o que é o profeta e a missão, porque pode ser que a gente não...
Adriano is asking me about to start with definitions, but I believe that is not this morning that I'd like to do this, because first of all, I'd like to share my heart with you, that for me, God are putting in my heart the wish to developing the mindset, the prophetic mindset in you, like a team, and understand things, how the prophet move in the old covenant, how the prophet in the new covenant, how you can developing this sensibility to hear from God, the prophetic mindset, how you can listen the voice of God. We can training this, we can practice this, we can do some exercises for learning this. Yes, we can, but to reach this season, we need to put the foundation, and I can help you with the foundation, but the exercises, I'd like to invite Camila to be with us, and to impartation some prophetic mindset and training exercise. I believe that going to be is only I first of all I share my heart about to hear from you what you think about this, you know, and we can start today talking about dream. I'd like to talk about dream, not specifically in the prophetic way, but talking about dream, that the word that I received from God for you. But I'd like to show this idea and hear from you what you think about, and what's the level that you have about the prophetic, what you understand about prophetic. I'd like to know, to prepare the things for you. If I'm going to the level 1, the foundation of all the things in the prophetic, or you have some idea about, you know. Beto?
Good. Keep going.
Good.
Okay, and what do you think about? Do you want to know more about this? You have angry about this?
For me, sounds
No,
good. Go ahead.
It's awesome. It's awesome. Please do.
Okay.
Manda bala.
Okay. Today I'm going to talk about idea that things that can stop our dreams and our vision of the future based on the history of Joseph. And I'm going to and I believe that the next meet we start with the foundation of the prophetic. Okay, so
Okay.
we can next Tuesday we can if it's possible, Adriano, you can invite the other guys because we're going to start the foundation next Tuesday. So we
Okay.
need to follow a gente tem que seguir uma sequência, porque senão quem perdeu os primeiros chegar numa ativação profética depois vai ficar tudo confuso, entendeu?
Yeah. So we need to follow some precepts and set a foundation so that there is no confusion, so that we are on the same page. And for that, we need to kind of gather the troops and make sure that everybody is on the same page. Those who cannot be here need to be watching the recording. So we'll put some emphasis on that.
Ok. Daí a gente pode começar a semana que vem e dar uma sequência, mas é bom que daí todos participem, né?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll do that.
Ok. Então vamos começar hoje falando um pouquinho de José, Gênesis 37:5.
Genesis 30
7, verse 5.
through 7, verse 5. Here we go. Hold your horses there, everybody. Okay. Joseph had a dream, and when he told it to his brothers, they hated him all the more.
Ok. Na semana que eu voltei do Japão, eu tive que ministrar numa conferência para jovens da igreja, que tinham aproximadamente uns 300 jovens entre 12 e 16 anos.
When I returned from Japan that same week, there was a youth conference at church, and I was scheduled to minister to youths ages 12 to 16.
Foi mais desafiador do que falar para uma multidão de pastores.
And it was a bigger challenge than speaking to a room full of pastors.
São adolescentes que ficam o tempo todo brincando, rindo, e você às vezes não sabe a linguagem adequada que você tem que utilizar para falar com eles, e é um desafio você fazer eles prestarem atenção no que você tem para falar.
The challenge is to grab their attention, because they are constantly playing around and talking and getting distracted, and sometimes as a speaker it's hard to find the right language to communicate with this age group.
E muitos deles que estão sendo criados dentro da igreja tendo problemas com influência homossexual, com influência de droga, com a sedução do mundo, e eu buscava em Deus como alcançar o coração deles.
And the challenge is that the world is dumping a bunch of ideologies into our youth today in terms of gender identity, homosexuality, and all the ideologies that are completely against the word of God, and here we are trying to come against all that.
E eu fiz uma pergunta para eles assim: quantos de vocês têm algum sonho com relação ao futuro de vocês?
And one of the questions that I started with was, how many of you have dreams about your future?
E daí todos levantaram as mãos.
And everyone raised their hands.
E quando eles levantaram as mãos, eu falei: quantos de vocês gostariam de compartilhar esse sonho? E daí uns 50% levantou a mão.
And when I ask how many of you would like to share your dreams, and half of the room, half of those who said they had a dream, raised their hands.
E então eu li esse texto de Gênesis para eles.
Then I read this verse in Genesis.
E eu falei para eles, por favor, não compartilhem seus sonhos para os 50% que levantaram as mãos.
And I told those 50% who raised their hands, I said, please don't share your dream.
E eu falei assim, o problema de José, ele passou a ser odiado quando ele compartilhou o sonho.
And I told them, I said, listen, Joseph was hated all the more when he shared his dream.
Todos nós, sejam adolescentes ou nós que já estamos aí com a nossa próximo dos 50 anos, todos nós somos portadores de sonhos e esses sonhos provocam ódio nas trevas.
All of us, even those of us who are nearing the half-century mark here, we all have dreams, and the darkness hates our dreams.
Porque eu poderia com certeza, sem nunca ter ouvido os sonhos de você, conhecendo a mente de um homem de Deus como vocês são, eu conseguiria descrever alguns dos sonhos de vocês de maneira muito fácil.
Even though you've never told me your dreams, because you are men who love God, and knowing just what I know of you, I could certainly come up with some of your dreams that you have, just based on the fact that we've been together and I know you love God.
Quantos de vocês não sonham ver o desenvolvimento saudável dos seus filhos, que eles cresçam, possam ser formados numa boa família, possam ter uma vida com Deus, sejam plenos? Todos vocês sonham isso, com certeza. Todos nós sonhamos isso para os nossos filhos e temos isso como objetivo de vida, ver a nossa família bem estruturada, saudável, não é verdade?
All of us dream about a future for our children, where they are structured, they are following the Lord, they are living their lives to the fullest. All of us here desire that kind of future for our families.
E o fato é que esses sonhos são colocados por Deus, são da natureza divina que opera em nós, que nos faz desejar essas coisas, e por isso confronta tanto as trevas.
And the truth is that these dreams, they come from the nature of God in us. And because these are dreams that align with God's own dreams for our lives, they are hated by darkness.
E eu perguntei para aqueles adolescentes, falei assim, quantos de vocês têm o sonho de ter uma família, de se casar, ter filhos, mesmo sabendo que eles estavam debaixo de toda essa pressão dessa agenda de gênero? Eu falei, quantos de vocês sonham casar, ter filhos, uma família, uma profissão, conhecer lugares no mundo, viajar? Cara, e eu fui cativando, porque eles todos são sim, 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 e com um sorriso. Aqueles jovens que estavam, num primeiro momento, oprimidos, começaram a sorrir. E eu fui tirando deles sonhos que eles nem mesmo pensavam que tinham.
And I asked them how many of them had dreams of a successful life in the future, and I was asking questions that
more than this, more than successful. I asked him. I asked them, how many of you dream about a family, to get married, to have children, and things that I know that this agenda is confront them. They start to smile. Yes, I have this dream. you know?
Mhm.
And it was amazing because all of us have this kind of dream, but alguma coisa acontece que o inimigo produz para tentar roubar de nós os sonhos.
But something happens that the enemy orchestrates to steal dreams from our hearts.
Na vida de José foi o fato de compartilhar com pessoas erradas.
And in Joseph's life was the fact that he shared with the wrong people.
E você sabe algo que eu aprendi na minha vida, mesmo numa comunidade de fé, não é para todo mundo que você compartilha seus sonhos.
And something that I learned over the years, even inside a community of faith, you don't share your dreams with everyone.
Porque cada pessoa está vivendo uma estação. E às vezes as pessoas estão vivendo estações de deserto e você está vivendo uma estação de favor de Deus na sua vida. E de repente você compartilha isso e desperta inveja em alguém que é um irmão, está ali e tal, mas não está pronto para ouvir aquilo que são os teus sonhos. Então, os sonhos que Deus nos dá não devem ser compartilhados com os nossos irmãos.
Mhm. Even in the community of faith, people are living in different seasons. And sometimes when you share your dream and the listener is living in a different season, it may start a different feeling than what you expected in that person's heart. And it may lead to a sense of or a feeling of envy that becomes a roadblock in the own life of those with whom you share the same faith.
Deus concebeu o homem e Deus concebeu a igreja como um desenho de uma família.
God conceived the church with a specific design, the design of a family.
E nesse desenho, Deus colocou nos filhos um lugar de segurança que reside na figura dos pais.
And in this design, there is a place of security that resides in the figure of a father.
O que mantém a unidade da família não é a aliança entre os irmãos, é a aliança entre os filhos com os pais.
What maintains the unity of a family is not the family covenant, but it is the covenant and the union between the children and the father.
Eu vou te dar um exemplo prático.
I'll give you a practical example.
Vamos imaginar que o Adriano tem uma aliança comigo como filho.
Let's suppose Adriano and I have a covenant as a father-son covenant.
O Beto tem uma aliança comigo como filho.
And Beto has a covenant with me, a father-son covenant.
Mas o Beto tem um desentendimento com o Adriano.
But Beto and Adriano are not getting along.
Isso não vai produzir divisão na relação deles comigo, porque ainda que eles se desentendam, eles continuam conectados a mim como filhos.
That will not affect my relationship with them individually, because even though they have a relational problem between the two, it doesn't affect their individual relationship with me.
Agora, se o Adriano faz uma aliança com o Beto e os dois começam a questionar a minha figura como pai, daí nós temos um problema.
But if Adriano has now a covenant with Beto, and both start questioning their relationship with me, now I have a problem with them.
Porque o que produz estabilidade dentro do ambiente de família e dentro do ambiente de igreja é a relação de filhos com o pai, não é a relação entre irmãos.
because what brings the stability in this family context or in the church is not the covenant among the members or the children, but it's the covenant they have with the Father.
Isso às vezes é um pouco difícil de se entender, porque muitos de nós crescemos ouvindo: ah, nós somos uma família de muitos irmãos, nós temos uma aliança. Não, a aliança nossa tem que estar ligada em Cristo através da nossa sujeição a uma figura paterna, e é isso que nos mantém conectados mesmo na diferença um do outro.
This may be a difficult concept to understand because we are taught that about the covenant amongst the brothers or the church community or the members, but that is not the biblical model. That is not God's design. God's design is a covenant between the Father and the children through the father figure of a spiritual leader.
Agora, quando a gente olha a história da família de Jacó, foi exatamente isso que aconteceu. Os irmãos se unem e começam entre eles a tomar posições diferentes do pai.
And Jacob, and in this story, the story of Joseph, it exemplifies what we're talking about. You can see that as soon as the brothers start colluding together and make a covenant amongst themselves that is isolated from the authority and the relationship with the Father, things start going wrong.
E o que começa a dar errado na vida de José? Quando nesse ambiente onde os irmãos não estão sujeitos a um pai, ele vai e compartilha um sonho que Deus deu a ele com os irmãos.
And we see Joseph's problems starting right in the moment when he shares his dream with his brothers who are not walking in humble submission, in covenant with the Father, but in covenant among themselves.
Porque eu já falei bastante sobre isso com vocês, da autoridade que nós temos em Cristo na nova aliança. O inimigo não tem mais influência sobre nós, ele não pode nos tocar, mas ele usa de pessoas e situações para roubar sonhos que Deus colocou no nosso coração.
And we've discussed this at length here in this group about the authority that we have in the new covenant, where the enemy no longer has the access to interfere with our dreams, but what he does is that he uses people in our circle of influence to destroy our dreams.
José, depois do sonho que ele teve, ele passou por vários problemas.
After Joseph had those dreams, he went through a series of problems.
Mas eu queria, antes da gente seguir, eu queria que você pudesse fazer uma coisa agora. Se você está sem papel e caneta ou tiver com o seu celular, que você pudesse fazer 2 anotações. Que você lembrasse de 2 ou 3 sonhos que você tinha quando você era um adolescente e que você me falasse 2 ou 3 sonhos, não me falasse, mas se você anotasse 2 ou 3 sonhos que você tem hoje relacionados ao seu futuro. Você tem aí 2 minutos para fazer isso. 2 ou 3 sonhos de adolescente e 2 ou 3 sonhos que você segue sonhando hoje.
So before we continue, I would like to do a quick exercise with you. So if you don't have a paper, pen, I would like you to write in your phones. I would like you to write 2 or 3 dreams that you had as a young man and 2 or 3 dreams that you currently have.
Mais 2 minutos.
You have 2 or 3 minutes.
E aí? Terminaram? Did you finish?
Almost. Okay, I'm done.
Quantos de vocês tiveram dificuldade em escrever sonhos que vocês têm ainda hoje? How many of you have problems to think about dreams that you have today? Was hard to think, I don't know if I have dreams. I don't know you, but this is very common. You reach a season in your life that sometimes is like I don't have dreams. I don't have more dreams. I stopped to dream. Oh, I believe in our age is something like that. I have few years in front of me than what I live in the past. Sometimes this kind of thoughts going to take your mind and you stop to dream. But we have a slogan here in our church. The dream, como que eu falo em inglês? O sonho impulsiona a vida.
Dreams
Life.
drive me towards life.
A gente precisa continuar alimentando os sonhos.
We need to continue to feed our dreams.
E a gente precisa continuar tendo uma visão de esperança no futuro.
We need to continue to have a vision of hope for the future.
Deixa eu falar algo para vocês. Vocês sabiam que as pesquisas a respeito de qualidade de vida e alegria, a estrutura das empresas de pesquisa que estudam qualidade de vida nas nações mudou nos últimos 5 anos?
The structure of companies that do research about fala outra vez, Kiko.
que
companies
as
fazem.
pesquisas que falam a respeito de qualidade de vida e alegria do ser humano, a
Uhum.
estrutura, as perguntas que se fazem foram mudadas nos últimos 5 anos.
So all the companies that research on life fulfillment, they've had to change the way that they structure their questions when they are trying to do the same research that they did in the past.
Por quê? Porque eles entenderam que a alegria estava mais ligada à esperança do que à realidade que se vivia no momento.
And one of the reasons is because they realize that happiness is more connected to hope for something that will happen in the future than with what is happening in the moment.
E o que tem acontecido hoje no mundo, em virtude do cenário político que as nações estão passando, esse movimento forte da esquerda, dessas agendas progressistas, somado a uma situação pós-pandemia. As pessoas estão perdendo a esperança.
Mhm. And the political scenario that the world is living these days, with the polarization and the drive, the progressive agenda in a post pandemic world, is bringing about a even higher sense of hopelessness.
E somado a isso, uma escatologia que é escapista, que é fundamentada no medo, né? Traz para dentro da igreja um pensamento, tá tudo ficando ruim, vai tudo ficar para o anticristo e a única saída nossa é sair daqui e morar para o céu.
And a scatological mentality that says that is kind of gloom and doom, where we hear people saying, you know, it's not worth it because we're headed to the end, and the enemy is advancing anyway. Why bother? That is increasing this sense of hopelessness and keeping people from being able to dream.
Por isso, a minha preocupação em desenvolver em vocês uma mentalidade profética.
And that is the reason why I feel like it's important that I help you develop a prophetic mindset,
Vocês consigam ver além das circunstâncias que vocês estão vivendo.
so that you can have a view and an understanding that goes beyond the circumstances that you may be going through today.
E eu quero, de maneira intencional, começar a incentivar vocês a anotarem seus sonhos com relação aos próximos anos, ao seu futuro.
And I want to encourage you to actually write down your dreams, starting today, and the desires of your heart for your future.
Eu sei que há 25 anos atrás, quando eu conheci o Adriano, Deus tinha um sonho que eu e ele tocássemos as nações juntos, e isso vai acontecer agora. Eu sei que isso é um sonho de Deus, isso enche meu coração de alegria, porque as coisas de Deus elas não podem ser paradas, ninguém pode impedir a vontade de Deus de se cumprir.
And I know that 25 years ago, when Adriano and I first met, we had a dream of touching the nations together. And it fills my heart to think that this is about to happen, because God is committed to making those dreams come true.
E eu quero então agora, para a gente, acabou se estendendo um pouco, mas eu quero que a gente, voltando para a história de José, qual a primeira coisa que o inimigo faz para ir tentando paralisar o sonho que Deus tinha dado a ele? Os irmãos o vendem como escravo, ou seja, os arrancam do ambiente de cuidado e de amor dos pais.
Mhm.
O inimigo tenta te separar do ambiente onde você tem amor e cuidado.
And the first strategy that the enemy uses to destroy Joseph's dream is to separate him from the environment of care where he's connected to the father.
A primeira coisa que a gente tem que ficar atento é quando a gente se isola. Porque o inimigo, sempre que ele tenta roubar os teus sonhos e paralisar a tua vida, ele vai tentar te isolar. Você vai se tornar crítico a tudo à sua volta e você não tem mais ninguém com quem você abra o teu coração.
The first thing that the enemy does when he wants to destroy your dream is to create situations that will lead you into isolation. And one of the hallmarks is that you become critical of everyone around you, and you retreat, you isolate yourself.
E o isolamento não quer dizer necessariamente que você não esteja perto de pessoas.
And this isolation is not a physical isolation.
Por exemplo, eu me lembro há um mês atrás, aproximadamente, quando eu estava falando com o Beto, ele falou assim: eu participo de uma congregação grande, eu estou lá, eu frequento, mas eu me sinto sozinho no meio de uma multidão.
About a month ago, Beto and I were talking, and he was telling me how he has been attending this large congregation, yet he felt isolated and lonely.
Por quê? Porque não é o fato de você estar num lugar, você tem que estar com o teu coração conectado a alguém.
It's not the fact that you are in the presence of many people. It is a matter of heart connection.
O inimigo sabe como roubar os teus sonhos. Se ele te desconecta, você pode estar cercado de pessoas, mas você já não fala, você já não tem mais ninguém cuidando do teu coração, ninguém te alertando das coisas que estão erradas, ninguém para poder te dar um destino profético.
The enemy knows how to isolate you, even in the midst of a crowd. He knows how to work his strategy to disconnect you emotionally and therefore spiritually from those around you.
Então, se você vê a história de José, os irmãos o vendem e os afastam do pai e mentem para o pai. Ou seja, eles desconectaram José da presença do pai.
We see in Joseph's life that his brothers separate him from the presence of his father. They sell him into slavery and disconnect him from the most important relationship in his life, the relationship with his father.
Daí o que acontece na sequência? Ele vai para a casa de um alto governante do Egito, né, do Potifar, e o que ele passa? Eu estou tentando agilizar agora o final aqui. Qual que é o segundo ataque do inimigo? Injustiça.
And then the second strategy that we see the enemy using in Joseph's life is injustice. And we see that playing out when he is serving in the house of Potiphar.
Porque José fez o que era certo, mas ele foi injustiçado.
Joseph was serving with a right heart, but he faced injustice.
E isso é um ataque poderoso para roubar de você esperança e roubar de você os sonhos.
And injustice is powerful to steal your dream and bring hopelessness.
Sabe o que o inimigo te leva a pensar nesse momento? Que servir a Deus não faz sentido.
And one of the messages from the enemy is that serving God makes no sense.
O mundo é injusto. Deus é injusto. Por que que eu faço as coisas certas e isso aconteceu comigo?
The world is unfair. God is unfair. I do the right things, and still, this kind of injustice happens.
Então, eu não sei fatos ou situações que todos vocês viveram até aqui, mas fatalmente situações de injustiça e uma desconexão com a figura de alguém que cuida do teu coração fazem parte de um processo do inimigo para roubar de você sonho e esperança.
And I don't know all of your stories here, but I can, I'm sure that the two of the ways that the enemy has used to steal your dream and sow the seeds of hopelessness is isolation and injustice.
E a outra coisa é quando a gente chega na idade que nós estamos aqui, a maioria de nós, né, entre 40 e 50 anos, é você achar assim, o tempo está passando, né, e eu não estou vendo as promessas de Deus se cumprir.
And the third strategy is very common in the season of life that we find ourselves here, where you start feeling like it's too late for you, that you don't have time anymore, that you're running out of time.
José tinham passado anos que ele tinha tido aquela visão, e de repente ele se vê numa cadeia, as pessoas com quem ele ajudava saíram da cadeia, esqueceram dele, ele está ali sozinho.
And we see this in Joseph's life, where years have gone by, and he found himself in a prison with people with whom he had placed some hope that they would come around and help him. And yet, even in that, he is disappointed. And there is this sense that it's too late, that those dreams will never come true.
Agora, veja a mentalidade de José. Eu queria ler com vocês Gênesis 45, do 8 ao 11.
And I would like to read Genesis 45, 8 to 11.
E a gente já vai finalizar.
So that we can wrap this up. De 8 a 11?
45, do 8 ao 11.
Okay, so Genesis 45, 8 to 11. So then, it was not you who sent me here, but God. He made me.
Stop
Father...
here. Stop here. Pay attention in the vision of Joseph before all the things that he passed away in his life.
Mm-hmm.
All the injustice, all the problems, when he find their brothers that make all the things for him, it's not you that send me to here, but the only God. What he is talking about, all the things that happened in his life, God was in the control. And
Mm-hmm.
when he keep the vision, when he believed in the vision and believe in God, in trusting God, you can understand that all the bad things
Mm-hmm.
can help you to reach your destiny. Okay, go ahead.
He made me father to Pharaoh, lord of his entire household and ruler of all Egypt. Now hurry back to my father and say to him, this is what your son Joseph says. God has made me lord of all Egypt. Come down to me, don't delay. You shall live in the region of Goshen and be near me, you, your children and grandchildren, your flocks and herds, and all you have. I will provide for you there, because 5 years of famine are still to come. Otherwise, you and your household and all who belong to you will become destitute.
Então, o que que a gente aprende aqui com José? Apesar de tudo que o inimigo tentou contra ele, ele se manteve fiel a Deus e guardou os seus pensamentos.
We see in Joseph that through all that the enemy attempted against his life, he kept a hope for the fulfillment of that dream that carried on through the years and helped him get through the tough times.
Ele não guardou rancor ou amargura das pessoas.
He did not keep bitterness and hate in his heart.
Ele nem transferiu a culpa aos outros.
And he did not blame anybody.
Ele falou, não foi vocês que me mandaram para cá, foi o próprio Deus que usou dessa situação para eu chegar até aqui.
And he says, it wasn't even you who caused everything that happened to me. It was God himself who sent me here.
Sabe, o que eu queria falar para vocês é que o inimigo, com certeza, tentou até aqui roubar muitos dos sonhos que Deus tinha para a vida de vocês.
And it's possible that for some of you here, the enemy has engaged in destroying the dream that God had for you.
E eu tenho uma convicção que o Senhor nos conectou, porque de alguma maneira, alguns desses sonhos nós vamos vivenciar juntos.
And I do believe that God has brought us together and connected us so that some of these dreams, we will live them together.
O Senhor tem aberto a porta das nações e eu tenho visto o Senhor me colocar em lugares onde eu não consigo sustentar sozinho. E o Senhor está levantando um grupo de homens maduros para que a gente possa avançar como um grupo. Então, os sonhos que Deus tem na minha vida também estão conectados aos sonhos que Deus tem com vocês.
Even in my life, the doors that the Lord has opened for me in other countries, there are so many opportunities that I cannot handle myself. And the plan and the purpose and the design of God is that together we fulfill this call and this dream in reaching other nations.
Mas eu gostaria que vocês começassem a ver o que Deus tem feito nesse grupo, além só da transformação da tua vida. Deus está nos preparando para algo maior do que isso.
And I hope and I would like you to see that what has happened to us in the last years since we've been spending time together is much more than just spending the time that we spend together. There is something that God is doing, something that God is building into the future.
Eu creio que está chegando um tempo de manifestação daquilo que Deus está gerando dentro de nós de forma externa.
And I believe a time where there will be a manifestation, an external manifestation of what the Lord has been doing inside of us and investing in us internally.
E quando a gente compartilha das nossas dores, das nossas aflições, de como Deus tem nos sustentado, como a nossa dor pode produzir vida em outras pessoas.
And when we share how our difficulties and the pain and the suffering and the hard times that we go through, how this the sharing of these moments can be encouraging and can be of encouragement to one another.
Pode ser que nem todos possam estar viajando juntos.
It's possible that not all of us can be traveling together.
Mas pode ser que a tua parte seja estar intercedendo e orando por quem está indo.
But it is certainly your role is to be praying and interceding for those who are going.
Dando suporte, de repente, um suporte financeiro para quem for.
Providing logistical support and any type of support, even financial support.
Agora, o que é importante é que a gente possa sair de uma mente individual e entender e começar a pensar com uma mente coletiva, de que nós somos parte de um corpo e o que o Senhor quer e o que o Senhor sonha para mim como parte desse corpo.
And we need to step out of an individual mentality, an individualistic mentality, and start understanding our role in the body of Christ.
Porque tudo que o Senhor nos confia, Ele nos confia para um propósito coletivo.
Because everything that God has deposited into us and entrusted us with, He entrusts us with talents for a collective purpose.
Então, essa palavra de hoje, ela é um despertar para a gente poder começar a restaurar sonhos, esperança, entender o nosso chamado coletivo. E a partir da próxima, a gente vai começar então com os fundamentos proféticos.
And so today, the word is setting a foundation to an understanding of our dreams and our role in the fulfillment of a collective purpose, so that we then can start working on building understanding in regards to a prophetic mindset.
Amém?
Amém.
Amen.
Então,
Just
semana...
a quick,
Pode falar.
just a quick comment here. It's interesting that Joseph says that it was God who caused him to end up in Egypt. And then he is inviting his family to come to Egypt, and it's not even him who's causing his family to come to Egypt. It's God himself again through him now bringing the family. So it's what was fulfilled through his life now is being fulfilled in the lives of his family.
Yeah.
So what it tells me is what is happening, what happens to us, the blessing through the difficult moments that happen in our lives, now happen, the blessing in the lives of his inheritance without the difficulty. It's like he paid the price to receive that blessing, and now he shares that blessing. So we are paying the price
Amen.
for a blessing that is collective, that is not individual, it's collective.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. I have another meeting now, but I'd like to challenge you to follow, to continue praying for this hope, for these dreams, to change your vision for the future, because I believe that God is going to increase your dreams for the future.
Mhm.
Include a collective dream.
Mhm.
How we, like a team, like a body, going to do things together, and the things that we are receiving going to transformation other men's people and environments around the world. So next week we're going to start with the prophetic foundations, and I don't know if 1 or 2 classes is enough, and then I'm going to invite Camila to be with us and to activate us in the prophetic area, and we follow with this. Okay?
Okay, sounds good.
It's awesome. Sounds good.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, guys.
Forever.
Gentlemen, have a great week. Love you. Share your notes here in the group, please.
Okay.
Okay, love you all.
Bye.